Right now at noon, voters in Nevada, Missouri will decide a sales tax question next month. We'll take a look at what it would fund.
And we are live at Hideout Harley-Davidson down at 50th and Main Street here in Joplin for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. We're going to have more on that, plus some rain chances on the way coming up.
Plus, Pittsburgh residents offer feedback on a new neighborhood map.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A crash in Barton County claims the life of a Rogersville, Missouri woman. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. 30-year-old Auburn Dudley was traveling south on a state route T when she failed to stop at the intersection of Missouri 126. Her car then traveled under a tractor trailer heading east. The driver of the semi, Patrick Wright of Houston, Texas, was not injured. The Missouri State Highway Patrol Major Crash Team was called in to help with the investigation. Missouri Governor Mike Parson weighed in on the crash, saying in part, quote, Auburn had been a respected state team member with DSS for nearly 5 years. Auburn's heart for her children and public service inspires us all to live lives that make a positive difference to those around us. The governor went on to say he and his wife are keeping her family in their prayers.
Stand by.
Now let's check in with Chris Warner, who's at Hideout Harley-Davidson for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, that's right. We are here at Hideout Harley-Davidson. It's about 50th in Main on the south side of the city, and it is for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. Urgent need for all blood types, and they are urging you to come out, donate today. If you made an appointment, of course, that makes it a little faster, but they'll still take you anyway. We're going to have more on this here in just a moment. We're also going to discuss some weather. Let's take a look outside from the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Range Line in Joplin. Got some of that cloud cover as promised out there, but so far not much going on. And you can see more of those partly cloudy skies from our camera on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. And we'll head over across state lines. KDOT camera there, 69 Kansas Crossing. You can see the shadow of the clouds rolling along with these partly cloudy skies there on the highway. So unlike yesterday, we do not have any active pop-up showers or storms right now on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Activity so far staying to our east. We've stayed relatively normal. We're still normal. We were normal yesterday. 69's where we started, 91's where we made it, and we're on track for another normal day today, both 85 in Joplin and Pittsburgh. Out to the west, of course, a little warmer, but not significantly so. We've got some low 90s, otherwise mid-80s across the region. We'll have mostly cloudy skies heading into the evening, down to about 77 by 11. And again, we've got some rain chances increasing a bit for our Saturday. We'll take a look at all that in the full forecast, and of course have more on the blood drive here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. The city of Nevada, Missouri is asking voters to decide a half-cent sales tax. The revenue from the sales tax would generate approximately $1 million per year. It would be a permanent change and would fund a new aquatic center for the town, as well as increase the starting salaries for the town's police and fire departments. The city says their emergency responders are significantly underpaid compared to other cities in the area.
I was a policeman in my younger days, and my starting salary back in 1973 was the same as the salary starting here. And so, I mean, that's a big disparity. Now, granted, I was at a bigger police department, but still, the fact that we're known best for training police officers to go to other cities, it's critical that we keep a stable police force. And we have an excellent police department, and they deserve whatever that we can get them.
Now, if passed, the sales tax would go into effect January 1st, 2025. Vernon County Sheriff candidates were invited to answer questions at the Franklin P. Norman Community Center in Nevada. The 3 candidates answered questions about mental health, community safety, and crime management and explained their platform to the attendees.
What we face in our area right now is a big uptick in mental health issues. Our jails are dealing with that. The entire state and country are dealing with the overflux of people who are dealing with mental health issues. And because of that, the mental health system is busting at the seams. And as a result of that, the only other place to put them is to throw these people in jails. Our jail is not necessarily equipped for an overflux of mental health issues.
The primaries for this race will also take place on August 6th. Pittsburgh residents yesterday voiced their thoughts on the city's plans for a neighborhood map. The city's Neighborhood Advisory Council hosted an open house at Memorial Auditorium where residents could drop by, learn about the plans for the map and cleanup opportunities, and give their input. The proposed map is designed to increase local pride and foster growth in the community.
The neighborhood map and defining some boundaries and names for each neighborhood is the first step in a process where we're going to start connecting our neighbors together, start forming some networks to help neighbors out if they need support. But it's also going to start getting neighbors to work together.
And I think it's such a great idea, kind of sprung out of wanting to clean up the city, and I think we can do that better when we know our neighbors and have a better sense of identity with our neighborhood. So just excited about it.
The Advisory Council is planning a cleanup event in the northeast quadrant of the city this fall. Well, parents have a list of things to worry about before school season starts, and one of those things is spending too much money on school supplies. The Better Business Bureau wants to make sure parents get the most out of their money this year before they open their wallets online or in a brick and mortar store. Their advice for your budget: grab those big ticket items like a computer first.
Well, prioritize. So if you know you're going to need, say, a new computer, but also notebooks, all that kind of like easier stuff, smaller stuff, go for the big ticket items first, just in case they sell out. You don't want to miss that opportunity. So snag that laptop, whatever kind of, maybe a new cell phone, whatever you might need, do that first. Prioritize those big ticket items.
They also say if a place says it's hosting a back-to-school sale, not everything may be included in that sale. Well, up next, we're live at Hideout Harley-Davidson for the Boots, Badges, and Bandages Blood Drive. And later, we're making easy funnel cakes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. We're live at Hideout Harley-Davidson. It's about 50th and Main, south side of Joplin, right across from Mercy Hospital, which is a great location for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. Joining me now is Belinda Belk with the Blood Center. And tell me a little bit about this. I understand the need for all blood types is pretty urgent right now.
That's right. Thank you for covering this. Yes, during the summertime, we see people on vacation and traveling more. They're off their normal schedule, but the need continues. We still have cancer patients that need us, heart patients, certainly accident victims. So we need that blood and blood products coming in. We also have seen a 10-year high in usage. So you combine those two things and you get an emergency appeal for blood, because our responsibility at Community Blood Center is to help our local patients in our local hospitals. We have 45 local hospitals that need us and all the patients. So you are definitely helping your friends and neighbors and loved ones.
And of course, right now, there's nothing significant going on in our area, but there's still that urgent need. But you think back to some disasters and tragedies we've had in the area, which just reminds you how serious that need can be at any time.
Right, that's a perfect example. We've got to be ready for every day, but we've got to be ready for those tragedies and those emergencies, and we do know that they happen from time to time, so we've got to do both jobs, and it's a big job, so we need everyone's help. It definitely takes a village to help our friends and neighbors and loved ones. So we're here at Hideout Harley-Davidson. We're doing the boots, badges, bandages, and bikes, say that really fast, blood drive, and you get a cool Hideout t-shirt, you get a cool First Responders t-shirt, so come on out. We're here until 4 o'clock today.
All right, and we're talking too about that urgent need. What would be one of the consequences if the blood supply ran into a grave shortage in the area?
That's exactly right. What the first reaction would be to delay some of the non-emergency surgeries and those kind of things, because we still got to be ready for those emergencies that we know will happen. But let's not get there. Let's not go there. And that's why we do these emergency appeals, to stay on this side so we can avoid those at all costs.
Excellent. Belinda, thank you so much for joining us today. And so again, we're, as she mentioned, here until 4 o'clock, Hideout Harley-Davidson, 50th and Main in Joplin, right across from Mercy Hospital, and Come and Go's right next door as well, in case you need to know exactly where we are. And as she said, a very urgent need. Get down here, and you can help save somebody's life just by donating a little of your blood and a little of your time. We're going to have more on the forecast, including some rain chances in a moment. But first, Mr. Food.
We couldn't leave the fair without having a funnel cake, and just wait until you see how easy these are to make at home.
And as I mentioned, we've got some rain chances. We'll even have a brief cool down before we see temperatures really skyrocket. The latest on that when we come back.
after I never ended up beating that.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. Don't forget, we're live at Hideout Harley-Davidson for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive here until 4 o'clock. So get out here, donate. Your donation could save someone's life, maybe even your own one day. Let's take a look outside with our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Just a quick show again of those partly cloudy skies that we've got across the area. Nothing on the Skywatch Storm Tracker right now, but an isolated shower storm, as you can see on future tracks, still a possibility as we head through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. And then the other thing we're going to note is the increase in cloud cover. We're going to go mostly cloudy overnight tonight. Now, I do want to cover some changes, some new updates on the future track since this morning has moved the rain start time back a little bit. If you recall this morning, it was starting as early as 4 or 5 o'clock. That is not the case at this time. There still could be some changes, but nonetheless, we're still expecting a few more scattered showers and storms on our Saturday. And as you can see, as we head into the afternoon, a few more of these than what we've seen over the last few days. So there's still a number of us who may remain dry through the day, but a good number of us, at least more of us, will get some much needed rain across the area as we head through our Saturday. And even those who don't, one of the advantages will be the extra cloud cover. It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow. We're at 85 in Joplin right now. Feels like 89. That dew point is up there at 70, so that puts us in that soupy range. Over in Pittsburgh, also 85, feeling like 88. Dew point at 69. Temperatures around the region, again, a bit on the warm side, but remember, while our average high is about 90, 91, we're really not going to be that far from that today. We've got mid-upper 80s and a few low 80s a little further to the east, and you factor in that dew point, the humidity. We've got those heat index values climbing already into the low to mid 90s across the area, and that will be again the case for us today. We'll have those mid, maybe some upper 90 degree heat index values. For the rest of the day, again, on average, about 89 for the high. Get a little further west, a little warmer, a little further east, a little cooler, and we'll have the occasional opportunity for an isolated shower or storm. Mostly cloudy, dry overnight tonight, and temperatures once again about average as we fall back down to about 70 degrees. Tomorrow, a few additional scattered showers and thunderstorms as we covered, but take a look at that temperature. Most of us mid-80s out there. So again, a little below average, but you want to enjoy it because when I reveal the 10-day forecast, it is going to reveal some numbers that we don't want to see. We're going to go about normal Sunday, a little hotter out there, and then take a look. First day of August is Wednesday. Look at what happens. Temperatures Monday and Tuesday into the upper 90s, and as we head into the first few days of August, boy, it is going to feel like it. We're going to have highs into the lower 100s, and the other problem is if you look Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have those pop-up storm chances. That's going to mean increased dew point, increased humidity to feed those storm chances. So we're talking heat index values toward the end of next week in the mid 100, say 105, maybe even a little higher than that. So our nice respite, our break from some of that dangerous heat we saw in June is coming to an end. But hey, we had most of July as below normal, so can't complain about that. But unfortunately, that dangerous heat does look to return. And again, we of course are live here at Hideout Harley-Davidson. I'm going to get this. 50th in Main and Joplin, next to Come and Go across from Mercy for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. They're here till 4. Get out here, donate, because your donation could save somebody's life. Elise?
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Chris. Winners at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris will bring home a piece of history. Each medal features a piece of the Eiffel Tower's original iron structure. Following renovation work during the 20th century, certain metallic elements were removed from the iconic landmark and were carefully preserved. They have now been repurposed to create the medal's hexagonal centerpiece, a reference to France's geometric shape. Behind the creation of the estimated 5,100 medals, renowned jeweler Maison Chamay. The Summer Games kick off in the City of Light today. Well, stick around. We're making easy funnel cakes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. In his final stop to the fair this week, Howard is showing us how to make easy funnel cakes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
What a blast we had all this week at the fair. Besides practically eating everything in sight, we rode almost every ride you can imagine. Yeah, even the bumper cars. And as you can see, we also scored big on some of the games on the Midway. Look what I won. But we couldn't leave here until we tried one last fair classic, the funnel cake. And since the fair only comes to town every so often, we decided to create an easy homemade version that's made just like they do here. It starts off with a quick throw together batter that we drizzle through a funnel into hot oil. Yeah, a funnel. That's where it gets its name. Once it's golden on one side, we flip it until it's crispy on the outside and tender delicious on the inside. After they drain for a minute or so, it's time to dust them with lots of powdered sugar. Let me tell you, these are perfect to nibble on when you want the taste of the fair at home. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our easy funnel cakes along with all of our fair favorites. Now there's no hiding the fact that you ate one, since you'll probably end up with powdered sugar all over your face. I'm Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and now I have to round up the rest of the troops and head back to the test kitchen so we can whip up even more. Ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
And remember, we are live here at Hideout Harley-Davidson, 50th and Main in Joplin for the Community Center Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. They'll be here through 4. Make sure you get out here, donate, because you could save someone's life, perhaps even your own someday. Let's take one more look at the extended forecast. Again, today we're looking at right about average, upper 80s, low 90s, an isolated storm or two. Slightly better chances of some scattered showers and thunderstorms heading into tomorrow afternoon. A little below normal, mid 80s. Back to normal Sunday, and as we head into next week, first few days of August, dangerous heat returns as we go into the lower triple digits out there, and heat index values could easily exceed 105. So I know we've had an ice break again with some of these below normal temperatures here in July, but dangerous heat returning. Make sure you're ready to take appropriate precautions. Elise?
Alrighty, well, those temperatures next week certainly do not look fun. Thanks, Chris. Coming up tonight at 5 as the Olympics kick off in Paris, athletes are preparing for the heat. We're going to take a look at how some members of Team USA are staying cool. Plus, we'll hear from the Federal Emergency Management Agency about their $6.3 million grant they're providing to the city of Miami. And Connect Culture in Joplin is unveiling its list of performances for their upcoming season. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.